My name is Victor Shunde, and I am your facilitator for the session tonight. Um, the topic for today is we're going to be talking about LinkedIn in this masterclass, LinkedIn for visibility and growth. LinkedIn for visibility and growth. I'm hoping that by the time we are finishing this masterclass, you would have gained some knowledge, some strategy, and ideas to leverage the LinkedIn platform for your professional visibility and for your growth. It is very important, more than important, to build a powerful online presence. It is directly connected and directly related to your growth, for your career. You want to be able to engage with your network, and you want to create valuable opportunities for yourself. What's super interesting in this time and age is that in the information age that we are, the power to actually create the opportunity for yourself or create the stage for yourself is even easier than it used to be. So if you're one of those people where maybe it is for job, you're trying to secure a job, or you're trying to maybe you're trying to build a business, or you're trying to start a career, whatever it is you're trying to do, LinkedIn cannot be ignored. LinkedIn cannot be ignored. You literally have to take LinkedIn very, very seriously. Generally, I would say social media, but the focus of the conversation tonight is LinkedIn. And if you ask anybody, even people that are doing business, or they are trying to generate revenue for their business, you would realize that where they go to actually achieve, or where they find success the most, is on LinkedIn. It's on LinkedIn. So I really want to, this might not even be the only session I'm going to run. For those of you who do not know about Join Momentum, before I delve in too much, please, you can check on joinmomentum.co.uk, and you will find information. We are a talent accelerator and business productivity accelerator business. So we accelerate talents, and we do talent acceleration by providing work internships. So if you're looking for work, maybe to have experience, or to build confidence, or to build your portfolio, and you have done courses, you have done certifications, you have done training, but really and truly, those things don't do much. They don't generate the kind of results, because the world has changed. And at the moment, globally, it is not a candidate-driven market. It's an employer's market. So at the moment, employers, companies are looking for people that have the ability to do the work, not people who have accumulated degrees and certifications. Anyway, so please, if you're looking for work, visit joinmomentum.co.uk for more information. Now, why does LinkedIn matter? That's the focus of my conversation tonight. Number one, if you want to advance your career, LinkedIn is the place to showcase your skills, your experience, and your achievement. So it is an important tool if you want to advance your career, you want to grow in the world of work, anywhere in the world. If you want to work anywhere in the world, LinkedIn is super important. I will be sharing some personal experiences with you in this masterclass. I'm hoping that, let me see if I can actually also spin up my LinkedIn profile. I'll use my LinkedIn as case study tonight, and you would see what I'm actually talking about. I think I will also get value from sharing this tonight, because some of the things that I will be talking about, some of the things I'll be talking about, I would also definitely benefit from them. Okay, so I've got my LinkedIn open, so I'll show you. I'll be going through my LinkedIn. I'll be using my LinkedIn as a good example. So the second thing is about networking opportunities. Now, before I talk about networking opportunities, let's talk about career advancement. I have been privileged in my career to work in different parts of the world, right? Over the last 20, 22 years, yeah, I've been privileged to work in different countries, and I have worked with people from many, many parts of the world. So, but something that has been really constant throughout most of my entire career is actually my LinkedIn profile, which is quite interesting. I mean, I think I joined LinkedIn in 2008 or 2007, thereabout, 2009, I can't remember. But do you know that I've been maintaining my LinkedIn profile ever since then? So many people think, oh, you got to LinkedIn and you're getting success out of LinkedIn. I'm not so good with social media. It's now that I'm actually learning how to leverage social media, because now most of my work is external facing. Most of my work is about business development. Most of my work is about creating attention and grabbing attention of key stakeholders that want to do business with my organization. So now I don't have a choice than to do a lot more on social media. But if anything has been super critical in terms of advancing my career personally, LinkedIn has been a major one, honestly, I tell you that. So that's one. Secondly, the ability, the opportunity to connect with other professionals across different industries or in my domain, LinkedIn gives that to me. I don't get that from Facebook, maybe because I'm not an actor, or I'm not a musician or whatever. Maybe musicians get that from Facebook, or I don't know. But in my line of work, whether in business, really, LinkedIn still remains the foremost platform to do business. LinkedIn remains the foremost platform to maintain a professional outlook or a professional portfolio, which is what the third point on my slide is. Basically, a well-maintained LinkedIn profile will increase your online visibility, and it will make you more discoverable to potential employers and collaborators. It would give you an opportunity to generate leads. You can find new clients. You can connect with recruiters. You can build partnerships, and you can drive your business growth. I'll give you examples. In fact, today, let me not think too far. Examples from today. Let me bring my LinkedIn profile to the screen and you see what I'm talking about. So that's my LinkedIn profile there. If you want to connect with me, feel free, find me on LinkedIn. You'll find me there. Let's look at for example, let's go at my analytics, yeah? You can see there, over the span of many years, there's quite a lot of people who have connected with me, and now a lot of people are following me. If I've crossed the threshold, LinkedIn, I think, has 29,000, I can't remember, 9,000 limit of people that you can be connected to. I can't remember now. I may be wrong about that, but I think they have a limit. So at this point right now, if I go to my network, if you look at my network, and people who have requested, what's it called? Connection with me. I do take a lot of effort to drive this number down. There was a time it was almost 200 people. I cannot accept. Why are they trying to connect with me? Just because, number one, they probably find the value that I share on the platform. They find value from what I share on the platform, or they want to connect with me to do business professionally, or they want to discuss something super important with me, and so on and so forth. And some of them I tell people I've crossed the threshold. So you can see there's over 100 people here that have sent me connection requests that I've not been able to accept. For me to accept these people as a connection, I need to go through all the other people to remove people from the over 30,000 people in order for them to me to accept them. So LinkedIn gives you that opportunity to connect with so many, many, many people. The other thing I was going to show you on business development is the fact that you will get a lot of messages. Like I said, look at this. I get tons and tons and tons of messages on LinkedIn, and this is even my focused inbox, that sometimes I struggle to even read and to catch up with many of them. And LinkedIn has almost become like a source of business where I just discuss primarily business. Like today, I had a meeting with somebody here today who basically reached out to me because they want to collaborate to build their platform, to build their podcast and all that stuff. Why would they reach out to me, a big recruitment firm in the UK? Why would they reach out to me to want to asking, oh, Victor, can you come feature on our podcast? Oh, sorry, that's not me, by the way, in this slide. So that's just stuff. The reason why is because they see value in what you're doing on LinkedIn. They want to connect with you. They want to work with you. Okay. So LinkedIn is super, super, super powerful for that. Now, let's talk about the components. What makes your LinkedIn profile? I see a lot of people, I see their LinkedIn. And again, this is not to judge or anything. It's about making sure that your LinkedIn profile requires work, right? You need to work on it. If you need help, feel free, reach out to me on LinkedIn, send me a DM. I can give you some pointers on what you can do about your LinkedIn profile. But these are the things that you should focus on when you look at your LinkedIn profile. Your professional headshot. Don't have a LinkedIn profile that doesn't, I mean, if you see, I don't know, I brought mine earlier. If you see what I have in my LinkedIn profile, you need to have a high quality professional headshot photo because it creates a, in fact, I think LinkedIn they even have a feature where you can even, if your name is, let's say Victor, you can record a video that when people over on your name, I didn't use it because I just didn't see the need for it. But when people over on your name, you can tell them how your name is pronounced, or you can use it as a marketing strategy as well. I see a lot of people use that into market to introduce themselves to say, hey, this is Victor, you know, blah, 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 blah. So, but it's important that the first impression you create is going to come from your headshot. Please, if you don't have a good photo, go and get a good one and create a nice professional headshot. Don't go and cut a photo from something and just, you know, I tend to do that, but even if you're going to do that, make sure it's really clean and, you know, very attractive. And then the second thing is you need to have a compelling headline. I used to have a headline and I used to have a banner on my LinkedIn. I removed it a few weeks ago because I want to work. I'm working on my content. It's just a strategy for me. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is my LinkedIn. Yeah. Please, if you have questions, I actually want to have some time for people to have questions because I want this to be valuable. So if you have questions, you can put your questions in the chat, or you can put your question or raise your hand and stop me. I'll let you speak. But when I'm talking about, so this is your profile, a couple of things, your headshot, that's the photo there. Yeah, so that's your professional photo. It's super, let me click on that. So you see, it's super important you have a nice photo there. And now, I used to have a lot of, I used to have like what I do, who I am, and all that stuff on my headline, right? But I wanted to change the way my LinkedIn works for me because I want to use my LinkedIn for business development. My LinkedIn profile is gone beyond just for the purposes of maybe career development or applying for work or whatever. So if you are maybe, for example, a Scrum Master or a product owner or I don't know, whatever it is you're aspiring to be, I would recommend that you include it in your headline. So you see the place where I wrote tinkering. I deliberately did that because I want people to be curious. I want to create some curiosity around my personal branding. I used to have a nice banner here. I took it out and I want to focus more on content because I don't want my profile to restrict me to a particular thing. And that's what I'm just exploring and experimenting with that right now. But if you're someone that is still building your LinkedIn profile or I wouldn't recommend that you start exploring the way I am taking risk and exploring with my LinkedIn profile. And this is going to change. But for now, like I said, I'm doing some experimentation with the LinkedIn algorithm. I changed it to see if people are still able to view to look at my numbers. And my numbers are not doing badly. Like if you can see, This is my analytics. Yeah, you can see the last 7 days, 20 people have subscribed to my newsletter. 2,300, almost 2,400 people have viewed my articles. It used to be more than that. Last week it was more than that. You can see there's a drop of almost 20% there. My numbers, 91.6% increase. I mean, as of last week, I had like 2,500%. So my point is, I'm experimenting right now, but these are things that you should look at. I'll come back and talk about analytics later. But when you set up a profile, one of the big things you want to do is to make sure that your headline is very clear, and not headline to say this is where I'm coming from. People make that mistake. If you have worked as maybe as an engineer in the past, yeah, and then you want to become, maybe you are now looking to become, let me think, I don't know, maybe you want to become a manager or project manager, for example. Yeah. In my headline, I'm not going to put engineer there. That's wrong. The same way your LinkedIn should be forward looking about your aspiration, about what you're doing, where you're going. Does that make sense? So don't come here and say, because I've been engineering let the body of the link, let the body of your profile do that for you, because people will scroll down and see where you're coming from. So that's fine. But please, in your headline, make sure that you highlight what it is you're doing or you are aspiring to do. Because when people search is the keywords or your headline that would one of the things that will come up, and it summarizes your expertise, who you are working with. Some people use phrases like, I help business owners to find time to rest, something like that. So you can do that as well, which is basically highlighting your value proposition. In your summary section, this is your summary section of your LinkedIn. Let me show you. Oh, it's my LinkedIn. In your summary section of your LinkedIn, don't worry, if you're taking notes, this is recorded, so the recording will be shared with you afterwards. This is your summary section of your LinkedIn. You want to also, can you see my screen? You want to also include all the things that you are able to do. Yeah, you can see here, transforming ideas into impactful results. That's just, like I said, I am exploring. So you can see there's a number of things I've written there that with time, they keep changing. It wasn't like this 6 months ago. It wasn't like this a year ago. It wasn't like this 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And as my career has evolved over the years, so as my LinkedIn profile evolved. So it's something you have to cater for. Cater for your LinkedIn profile the way you cater for your CV. If I'm more than you cater for your CV. Because when you apply with your CV, the first thing people will look at, they will search for you on LinkedIn. There's no, and if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, it doesn't mean that you might not get a job, but it just gives an impression about you, especially in this time and age. Your experience and skills, I've already showed you that. Highlight what you have achieved in the experience section. Make sure you're using keywords like in your area. Now, this one is a big one. Requesting for recommendations. If you don't know how to do it, it's very, very simple. I really think that everybody, if you had whatever you're doing, you should be requesting for recommendations for your LinkedIn profile, except you have not been an amazing, maybe you have not been an amazing colleague, or you have not, what's the word? Maybe you're not a people person. Even if you're not a people person, you work with people every day. There must be somebody who has something to say about what you have been doing, or what you're doing, or what you're aspiring to do. If you don't have anybody like that, then go and find or go and do something for you to have somebody like that. Because your recommendations say a lot. They say a lot about who you are, a lot about, what you represent. Let me show you an example. So if you look at my recommendations here, I've got, 34 recommendations received, right? And some of them, in fact, the last one I got was in 2003. So this year I should have actually done more to request more recommendations from people, because I do forget. But the truth is, when you request recommendations, what you do is you can talk to that person one-on-one and say, hey, I'm trying to, there's a template, there are templates you can use on LinkedIn, on ChatGPT or Google. Say, I'm trying to improve my LinkedIn profile. I'm trying to showcase my strength. Would you mind writing a recommendation for me? And in exchange, I don't even mind to write a recommendation for you. Okay, that's something I always recommend. If you are, especially if you are trying to build your profile, you cannot hold back from giving out recommendation and expect other people to then write recommendations for you. I think for me, it's not a fair game because everybody is building their social capital. So it's about giving and receiving. So if you have tried to maybe get recommendation you're not getting, tell people that I will write a recommendation for you based on every, or what would you like me to write, so that you can then write a recommendation for me. This is really important, guys, because the recommendations go a long way. When people come to your profile and they read about your work, they will go to the recommendations and see what other people have to say. I'm not kidding. If I show you my inbox, you see people who have written to me and they will say, oh, Victor, you have this. Victor, we like what we see. You have this impressive thing. You have why? Because they will go through your recommendations. They will go through what other people have said about who you are and what you have done. So request recommendation from your colleagues. If you are working in a team, ask them, is anybody on LinkedIn here? Can we build our LinkedIn profiles together? Can we cross-share recommendations? Seriously, there's nothing wrong with that. From clients, if you have done work for people, don't only think that the money they pay you for the work you have done is the only thing that you can get. Ask them for recommendations, right? See, Amazon blew up their business with the concept of reviews, right? Because the reviews tell other people whether the product is, good or not. So reviews are super important. So these recommendations are like your own reviews of people who have worked with you, right? If you have been mentored by other people, ask them to write something about for you that you can put on your LinkedIn. People ask me that I have mentored, right? So if you are even ask, I'll write a recommendation for you. For me, I always tell people, if you want me to write, go and write one on my profile. Let me read it then, or ask me, then I'll write for you. Because I believe that it does go a long way because people read those things. All right. If you have any questions, if you had any of this strike you as a place, maybe you want me to expatiate further on, then please feel free to stop me. Moving forward, the other thing here that I want to talk about is that a lot of people take for granted the fact that LinkedIn is a content platform. Yeah, it is a content platform. And it is in engaging with the content or utilizing the content features that you grow your presence, that you grow your visibility. Again, I'll demonstrate it to you. Look at my numbers, for example. On my LinkedIn, yeah, and I'm using myself as a case study because I'm your facilitator for this masterclass. But let's look at analytics. If I go to my analytics, as I was showing you before, you will see here that it says that I could see the number of people who have viewed my profile over the last 90 days. Almost 400 people have viewed my profile. If I click on that card, it shows me between June and this is June 27th, right? That's July, August. So that's almost 3 months ago. Yeah, fantastic. Now it shows me a trend. Can you see the trend is going upwards? Right? It dropped here, it dropped there, but it dropped here by 11%. Then it shot up here by 194%. I told you that I started experimenting with the new flavor of content on my LinkedIn, and I can see the impact that it is having on the number of people who are viewing my profile on LinkedIn. Can you see that? It dropped here, it dropped there, it shot up there again by 58%. It dropped there on the 5th of September. Look at this, by the 19th of September, it jumped up by 70% compared to the previous week. Now, I can look at all these people. It even gives you like, let me see, I think there's a premium. Let's go. There you go. See, it gives you highlights of where people are viewing you from. For me, I get most from Job Momentum, software industry. They look at my work at Job Momentum the most. So the other thing I realize is, like I said, is business development. the more I get visibility on social media, the more my business, Joy Momentum, that I work for, gets visibility on the internet. I don't know if you guys are getting what I'm saying. So whether you are building a career, like I said, or you're building a business, it's important for you to build your personal brand. Build your personal brand. Okay? Build your personal brand. Your personal brand has a direct link to either your business or to your professional growth. Most people are viewing me from London. Okay, that's where I do business the most, which is good. Now, back to, let me minimize this. Back to what I was saying before. You need to leverage on this platform by using the features that are for content. Now, if you're not, I'm not saying that you have to become a content creator, but if you can become a content, because you're already a content creator anyway, you go somewhere, you go and like, you share, you do whatever, you're already a content creator, honestly. Maybe you have not just, all of us, everybody, except you're not using the internet, you are a content creator. You might just be a maybe content creator or consumer, but whichever way you look at it, you are interacting and engaging with content, whichever way you look at it. And the content you're interacting or engaging with is actually determining the amount or the level of success that you are achieving. So if you are not achieving your full potential, you should be asking yourself, really, what kind of content am I consuming on the internet? What kind of content am I giving out on the internet? Excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip of water. You cannot spend just tweeting things that are not super relevant or in alignment to your career goals or business objectives, and then you expect that you'll be able to get a job and somebody will find you from. No, it doesn't work like that. I mean, at the end of this conversation, I'll show you there will be some tips around the strategy that you need if you want to take a screenshot of it or whatever. But my point is, whatever it is you're doing, you need to make sure that the kind of content you're consuming and the kind of content you're dishing out on social media is in alignment to what you're going, to what you want to achieve. Whether it's searching for a job, how many recruiters have you connected with on this platform? How many recruiters? What kind of post do you share? Somebody posted something. Let me show you. I'll show an example. I mean, I come with receipts, so I show you. Look at this guy, right? This guy wrote here on this post on LinkedIn. He wrote here, 4 days ago, right? He wrote here oh, somebody said they can't hear me. Right. Can everyone hear me? If you can hear me, please give a thumbs up. I just see a chat to say I'm not audible. Okay. Okay, people can hear me. We'll try. It might just be yourself. Maybe you need to, I don't know. Right, everybody can hear me. So we'll try. Do you want to maybe, I don't know, your audio might be the one, maybe your speaker, or I don't know. So everyone can hear me. Now, back to what I was saying. Look at this guy. This guy wrote this post 4 days ago. If you can see my screen, make it bigger if possible. And yeah, make it bigger, yeah. This guy wrote this post 4 days ago that is looking for work. And he talked about the things he has learned, rejections. He has learned a few things that skills matter more than degrees. The market is changing so fast. Networking is important. Looking for a job is a job itself, blah, 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 blah. Now look at the number of comments and the views. There are 16,654 other people that reacted to this post. Right? Over 6,000 people reacted to this post. What this means is that these 16,000 people have connections. All their connections will see this post on their own feed. So you multiply that 16,000 by the number of connections that the 16,000 people have. Right? Now look at the comments as well. There are 573 comments on this post. Very, very simple post. and he's actually talking about LinkedIn, that he focused on LinkedIn for his job hunt, right? And then there are 465 reposts. Now, when I don't follow the guy, as you can see. I'm not following him. We are not even connected. I mean, is he a guy or a lady? I don't even know whether he's a guy or a lady. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not following him. We are not even connected on LinkedIn. And I hope I'm not okay. We are not even connected or anything. But somebody out of these 16,000 people, or out of this comment or this repost, is a connection to me, or I don't know, a few people. And this thing showed up on my feed. As soon as I saw it, as it showed up on my feed, I'm like, okay, this is a good one, because it actually resonates with what I do in my business. At Joy Momentum, I thought this is actually, the message is passing across is a good message, and it's something I would really like to echo. So I saw already at the time that I saw it, it was 400 and something comments. I said, nah, no way, I'm jumping on this. Because what that means is that every comment I make, all these people who have reacted and all these people who have commented, and even all these people that have reposted will see my comment. I don't know if I'm making sense. So I decided to then type my own comment under his post to say, this is, I mean, I appreciate you shared your experience, and it resonates with many of us who are navigating the job market, blah, blah, blah. I talked about, you know, the importance of acquiring work experience. This is organic marketing, guys. I'm showing you, right? I'm using this because I'm in business development. I'm selling my service. I'm selling the product. I'm trying to attract people who are in this. This is where they are. All the people that are looking for work. This is where they are, right? Without me spending any money on advertisement, this is what this is organic marketing. And already, as you can see, I posted this a couple of hours ago, and people are already reading it. And somebody already, I don't know who this person is, already thumbs up to say, yes, looks like you guys are doing something right. Your comment is fantastic. And I expect to see many more people, you know, or many more people viewing this. Why am I saying this to you? I'm saying this to you because if you come on LinkedIn, there is a ton of content from people who are in the same line of business that you are trying to enter, you are trying to pursue. You are looking for work and you're just sending CVs like unending. Honestly, spend the time, divide the amount of time you spend sending CVs and on job boards, divide it and take 25% of that effort or 30% of that effort and invest it on your LinkedIn. And when I say invest it on LinkedIn, I'm not saying that come and be scrolling through LinkedIn, but search, join groups. Let me step in through my slide. You see what I'm saying? Invest that time by writing articles about your areas. I mean, look at I'm using myself as an example a lot, but I think that's the whole purpose of this masterclass. Now, if I show you my content, you will see here, I write quite a bit on, I write different articles. And as you can see, my articles are not gaining the kind of traction I expected to gain, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all, right? It's doing better than most organically, right? And why am I saying this to you? I'm saying this to you because when you write an article, you can even feature those articles on your profile so that people, when they come to your profile, as you can see, they will see that you are not only just creating its LinkedIn profile for maybe for the decoration of just to be there. No, don't do that. Let your LinkedIn profile be for the purpose of adding value. Bring something to the table. I told you, some people reach out to me last week just because they saw that I've written some content, I've written some articles on a particular area that fascinates their business, and they are a tech recruitment company in the UK, and they said, oh, Victor, please, you're a thought leader in this space. We're looking for people like you to come and share your this with us in our community. If I did not write, if I did not publish articles, if I did not comment, if I did not go to groups and write and share what I know, what I do, they will not reach out to me. They will not come to me and say, we want to. And it's as simple as that. Somebody will reach out and say, we want to offer you this job. Many times I've seen that, times without number, that people will say, are you available for this contract? Are you available to do this for us? Just because they're saying that you've done something, you say something about something on your LinkedIn profile, right? So there's a lot of things you can do in terms of the content features. If you're not somebody that like writing articles, You can start by simply commenting on posts that are in line with what you're doing. Don't go commenting on, petrol is expensive in Nigeria, so that's the only thing you're right, and you expect yourself to get a performance analyst job in America. It doesn't work like that, because the algorithm will not bring those. It will be bringing you the content that is related to what you're commenting on. You go liking all the posts that talks about how well, I'm looking for something. How Dubai is the best tourist country, and that's the kind of post you just be liking and be commenting on. And then when you submit CVs or you're looking for work, you'll be looking for work as a business analyst. Those tools don't align, right? So you need to understand the algorithm is going to be recommending to you based on your engagement on the platform, the kind of things you share, the kind of things you like, the kind of things you post, the kind of comments you make, right? The algorithm will respect that, and that is what the algorithm will bring to your feed. Am I making sense? So guys, like I said, take your LinkedIn seriously. You can do posts. You can do videos. I started doing videos because I realized that videos do really well. Videos do well on LinkedIn because it creates more engagement. People watch the videos, and LinkedIn now has this thing I noticed on the mobile version that looks like Reels. They don't call it Reels. I don't know what they call it. But basically, you can swipe those videos like you swipe on TikTok or swipe on Instagram. So they're trying to make the platform a lot more sleeker. Of course, they're trying to also make sure that they're not left behind and all that. But essentially, it is still the biggest with over 1 billion people using it. So all your employers, all your recruiters, all your business connections, they are there. All the people that will buy what you are selling, they are there. All the people that will pay you the money you're looking for, they are there. So you can't afford not to be there. The one I like a lot is LinkedIn Live. We use that for our podcast. We use that for all sorts of things that we do in Join Momentum. And now that Join Momentum has been now hosting their own, the Launch and Learn podcast on the Join Momentum handle, I want to even see how I can do more with my LinkedIn Live, because I noticed that when I do LinkedIn Live, it creates a lot of traction for my profile. It creates a lot of engagement on my profile, and thereby creating a lot of traction and engagement for my business. Does that make sense? So don't think that whatever it is you're doing is only for yourself, or it's just going to work for just you. So think about the bigger picture. Okay, I'll move on very quickly. How do you network on and connect on LinkedIn? You need to know who you're looking for. You need to know who you're looking for. LinkedIn allows you to send connection requests. I think you can send, I can't remember now, 10 or whatever it is per day. But max it out. Max it out, right? Look for the people that are and not everybody might will accept a request. That's okay. That's very okay. Look at it. I showed you earlier, over 100 people in my inbox that I've not accepted their connection. Some of them have been there for weeks, some of them been months, some of them maybe years. Who knows? But I try to reduce the number. I look at it. I try. When I say I try, because I take some time, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, I scroll through, like, who is there that's been sitting there for too long that I know that I need that person to be in my network. And then I'll go to my connection and say, who has been here that I've not really maybe found value from or whatever. I remove them and I bring the other people in. It's as simple as that. So you that you have not even reached, if you're not reaching 30,000 or 20-something thousand that LinkedIn has, go ahead and max out the connections, because what happens is when somebody connects with you, they automatically follow you as well, right? And now people can follow me without connecting with me because I've reached the maximum connection limit, okay? So when you create your connection, you can also personalize it. These things are easy now. Even there's AI on the LinkedIn platform now that can even help you write, oh, by the way, this is who I am, yada, 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 and this is what I do. Would you mind connecting here? You'll be surprised that the recruiter you've been sending CVs to is there 247, spending their time there. And the day they have something, they will reach out to you. Then when you connect with people, try and engage with them as well. When they post, comment on their post, or react to their post, engage with their post. It's about relationship. Somebody posted something earlier today, and I know that thing might be relevant for my business, and I sent them a DM. Hey, I noticed that you posted something, but this is my position at the moment. I'm not ready, but I think we might have to do something together in the future. And they said, oh, fantastic. I'm going to be in London, wherever next week or end of the year or something. Let's have a coffee. Simple. Just because we are connected and just because I saw his post. I'm talking of something that happened a couple of hours ago. So, guys, build connection. It's super important. And some of my LinkedIn connection have transformed to real life friends as well. That's the other thing I wanted to mention. This is a good feature that I would recommend, which is LinkedIn groups and communities. LinkedIn has this concept of like Facebook group as well. So what you can do, let me show you if I can find let me bring my LinkedIn back. Like I said, we have to evidence what we're saying. I don't want a masterclass that I would just be talking to slides. If I could do without slides. So look at this, right? On my LinkedIn, for example, I have groups. Can you see on this side? See groups. See? Now, these are all different types of groups that I've joined, right? See all. If I click on see all. And these groups relate to tech, relate to business, relate to all sorts of things. So what you can do is you can go and find, and there are some groups I've requested access to that they've not accepted me, right? It's not a crime. I've requested access. Maybe the admin is not interested or I don't know, whatever. But the bottom line remains that you can request access to many groups and you'll be surprised. And you know what's interesting? Some of these groups, when I post stuff, I post it into the group and some people end up connecting with me as a result of what I've posted in the group. And in the group, some people have like content that actually are very, very specific to the purpose of the group. So find the groups that relate to what you're trying to do. Fashion, tech, marketing, sales, growth, whatever. There's so many groups on LinkedIn. So leverage on it and max it out as well. There's no limit on how many groups you can join. I'm always surprised when I see people, they are in many WhatsApp groups, but they are not in any LinkedIn group. I don't understand the correlation. It doesn't make it make sense. It doesn't make sense to me, you know. But anyway, you get the gist of it. So participate in conversations, network with people there. If you see your friends there, then you are here to connect with them, chat them up, and you'll be surprised at what they can do. Now, this one here is, in fact, the reason why everybody is here. This is the reason why we're having this conversation. It is about lead generation and creating opportunities for yourself. That is why we are chasing. That's why we are seeking visibility. That's why you want to be visible. That's why you want to grow, right? But if you are not visible, you cannot grow. If people don't know that you exist, you cannot grow. If they don't know what you are able to do, they will not reach out to you. So the ideas I have here is, number one, learn how to use direct messages. In fact, you see, AI has made things easy now because AI can help you customize your message, before you send it out. So when you make a connection request, you'll realize that people will warm up to you when your message is, very what's the word? Customized, like direct. You see my point? Direct. Okay. Content marketing. This one, I cannot overemphasize it. But like I said, some people will say, oh, I don't know how to create content. I don't know how to write articles. You'll be surprised about what you can do. But if you cannot start with maybe writing content or creating content by yourself, then start by commenting on other, like I showed you an example of what I did today. I commented on that guy's content on his post, right? And I'm already getting reactions based on my content, based on my comment on his post. And then also LinkedIn has events. Participate in these events. Like if you connect with people, like I said, if you connect with people, when they host events, LinkedIn will alert you about the event they are hosting. Just join and listen in. Many times I'm working and my LinkedIn pops up. Somebody is hosting a LinkedIn audio event, which I've never tried before. But now I'm thinking I'm going to have to try it someday because it looks like it works. So I'm dilly-dally between LinkedIn audio and TikTok live. I don't know which one is more effective. But the bottom line is that you should be able to tap into those opportunities. If I'm working, somebody just pops out, press listen, join. I'll just listen. It doesn't take anything away from me. And if it's distracting me, then I'll put it off. come back to it. But I wouldn't have known if that person is not connected to me. So it's important that you manage this, and then you can use LinkedIn for job search. Now, something I shared in our community recently, and I want to say is, when you are applying for work on LinkedIn, don't let the numbers deceive you, okay? Don't let the numbers, when I say the numbers, I'm talking of the stats, okay? Let me find my LinkedIn again and show you what I'm talking about. So this is LinkedIn jobs, right? So this is LinkedIn jobs, all right? And then you can now begin to, let me find, okay, you see here, explore job opportunities. It gives you the job opportunities. What I want to show you is you can create searches. You can see searches that I've created here, for example, in the past. But then when you are, where is that place? Okay, this place, yeah. So let's say I find non-executive director, and then I say this one, let me look for, okay, let's look at this one, for example. It says 15 applicants, right? But I know that, okay, if 15 applicants have applied for this, the tendency is that this is one week ago, maybe they've already hired somebody, or they're already doing something. But what I realized recently, and I share this in our community, is that don't let these numbers deceive you. If this role is, for example, is based in the UK, they're looking for a non-executive director, and I want to apply for it, I'll be surprised that out of these 15 people, maybe about 5 or 7 of them are from maybe international, whatever. So the real people that will be considered might not be more than 5. So me getting myself discouraged because I think that this is too much is not really good. So I should still go ahead. So don't let numbers, even if it says 100 or 200 or 5,000, still put in your own application. And when you apply, then come here and do a DM. Can you see my screen? After I do my easy apply, do a direct message to the recruiter and say, hey, I've just sent my application for this role. I've been interested, yada, 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 whatever. And send it over, and you'll be surprised that these are the kind of things that they believe that apart from sending your CV, sending your, what's the other one, cover letter, then a personalized message to the recruiter actually goes a long way. Goes a long way. It doesn't matter. You'll be surprised. Oh, they don't call about it. Just don't worry. Do your bit and leave the rest. Okay? So job search on LinkedIn, of course, I don't need to talk too much about that. Everybody knows that. Where am I? Let me go back to, I think I've lost my slide now. Okay. Okay. Moving forward. I've already talked about analytics, so keep an eye on your numbers. I showed you my analytics already. For me, my analytics tells me, because I'm experimenting with lots with LinkedIn these days, my analytics tell me my engagement rates, what kind of content works the most, or getting the most engagement with my followers. It gives me an idea of the people who are looking at my profile. Are they the right type of audience that I want? If not, I can tweak my content to begin to go in a different direction. So when I'm creating content, I look at things like, I look at my content impressions, number of times my people have viewed my post, and I do that. I realize now that actually I can use company pages as well to like and share and repost. And I realize that now you can repost the same content as many times as possible, okay? Which is quite interesting, right? So there's nothing wrong with reposting multiple times. Keep reposting. Even if you wrote the article last week or 2 years ago, repost it today, it will be as fresh as today. That's something I'm just beginning to realize as well. And many people are not taking advantage of these things. Okay, you made a comment, like it. You made a comment 2 years ago, like it today. It will come back on the feed. All right, that's how the algorithm works. Look at your rate of engagement. How are people commenting on your post and sharing your post or liking your post? And the people, if you see people that are connected to you, they are the best way to start. If you have not started, start by liking their post. If you don't have them, go and look for them, search for their names and connect with them. Search by company, connect with them. You'll be surprised at how powerful this thing is. And you will see how your numbers will be growing. I showed you my statistics earlier. It shows me in weeks that I've dropped, and I can really connect those weeks or those dates that I dropped to the dates that maybe my content was slow, or maybe I had issues, I didn't have time to create content or to post, and the numbers would just drop. Was it last week? I was looking at the numbers and it was good. If I showed you earlier, my impressions, organic impressions now, I don't do any ads yet. Hopefully you get to a point where we start doing ads, but organic impressions between last 7 days is over almost 7,000, right? Now, if I tell you that in the last 2 weeks, there was a time that my organic impressions was less than 1,000. Less than 1,000. But because I accelerated the pace at which I was generating content, writing articles, creating posts, doing stuff to engage, it went straight up the last 2 weeks from that one, I think 898 or something. I was like, wow, my numbers are so low because I've not been really doing much on the platform. Or maybe I went away or not, I can't remember what happened, but my numbers went down. And now it's gone, and I'm saying, okay, that's encouraging. Now we're on over 6,000, we're going 7,000 impressions. Now, very soon, we'll be going 100,000, we're going 2 million. There are people doing millions of impressions, hundreds of millions of impressions. It's not, Rome is not built in a day. It's just this, effort that you have to put in. If you don't put in the effort, don't expect magic to happen. You've got to do the work, okay? And the last thing about your strategy, guys, if you want to take a screen grab, this is the one you might want to take a screenshot. Or if you want to write anything down, this is the last slide I would like you to. This is a key takeaway from this masterclass. You need to have a goal. Yeah? What do you want to achieve with your LinkedIn presence? LinkedIn is different because you rarely see people talk about Twitter masterclass or Facebook, even Facebook masterclass. No, Facebook ad, yes, maybe, but actual Facebook, people don't do masterclasses on those. TikTok, maybe not. But you see, because LinkedIn is that place for business, is that place for corporate engagement, commercial stuff. Even though the platforms are commercial, don't get me wrong, I'm saying for professional stuff, it's important that you need to know why. At the moment, my own plan or my own goal is to elevate my business with my LinkedIn profile. That is as simple as that. So everything I write, everything I share, everything I comment on, I will always tie it to my business, to my company, right? To my mentees, to my people that I'm coaching or people that are working with me, because we are all in the same business. So that's my goal. It's as simple as that, okay? So it's about business growth for me, as well as, of course, networking and career advancement. Maybe, yeah, career advancement, maybe not so much at this stage of my own career. So you need to have your purpose. If your own is job search, to find a job as a business analyst, then work on that. Everything I've said, make sure that your headshot, your headline, your summary, your experience, everything speaks to that. Okay? Then identify the people you're looking for. Who are they? Determine who you want to connect with and send out those connection requests to them. LinkedIn gives you free emails on your free account. I would recommend, if you can afford it, if it's not too much money, get a LinkedIn premium account. It has a lot of benefits as well. I've been LinkedIn premium user for many, many years. And the times that maybe for some reason I just got angry or pissed off with LinkedIn and I canceled it, and I see the drop in my engagement. You cannot, these people have set up the platform. The algorithm is almost, it's a commercial algorithm. So it knows it's looking for money. So if you give them money, trust me, the algorithm will also do more in your favor. It's as simple as that, okay? So know who you're looking for. Like now, if you look at I was showing you my analytics earlier. People viewing my profile are from the software industry. People viewing my profile are mostly from London. That's good. That's what I want. People who are connecting and doing stuff on my profile are mostly business owners and founders. That's what I want. Because those are the kind of posts I would go and comment on. Those are the kind of comments I would like. So I will comment on founders, startups, business growth, agency, career, internship, mentorship. Those are the kind of things I'm interested in right now, right? And tomorrow, when I open my, I don't know, maybe I open my fashion business or I open my property business, I will change my content strategy again and start focusing on content stuff. And my property people will be connecting with me and be doing business. It's as simple as that. So tie your strategy to a goal. Don't just, even if you are creating a content plan, have a strategy to it, to attract the people you're looking for, and dedicate time on. When I say dedicate time each week to use on LinkedIn, to actively use LinkedIn, I'm not saying to scroll. I'm not saying to scroll. I'm saying to share, to write, to post, to comment, to engage with your network and build relationship. Dedicate time to do that. There is a time to scroll and just read stuff. But honestly, create time to actively use LinkedIn for your own visibility and your own growth. Thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation tonight. Thank you for attending this masterclass.